Hi, my name is Antoneta Dimova and I am a rapid transformational therapy practitioner. I also have a master's degree in general psychology. I created this video for anyone suffering from depressive states and moods. If you want to get rid of feeling helpless and hopeless, this video is for you. With the information you will find here, you will learn of an interesting way to deal with a variety of depressive states and the underlying lack of self-confidence and self-esteem. I will share a few steps I used myself to overcome years of depression and a lack of self-worth without relying on any medication. This material is for the people who are willing to do something different to get a different result. This video is not intended for people who prefer to remain the victim or who find it comfortable to stay where they are despite the enormous emotional distress. The content here is not for people who prefer to blame everyone and everything else for how they feel and how their life unfolds. Ideally, this is for those of you who are choosing to get rid of the blocks standing in the way of living a meaningful life of connection and purpose now. This is for the folks who are willing to step outside the box and look the truth in the eye. This information is for the people who know deep inside that life indeed can be different. There are a few questions that I'm going to answer in the following presentation. What is a depressive mood? What is depression? How did I get rid of depression without medication? How rapid transformational therapy can help you get rid of depressive moods and states. Depressive states or moods are short-term negative affective states, varying from experiencing anxiety and having a sense of dissatisfaction to experiencing a deep sense of sadness, pessimism, and hopelessness. These states may be accompanied by a feeling of fatigue, low mental energy, low motivation, decreased appetite, sleep issues, and other negative emotional, physiological, and behavioral symptoms which keep you from feeling good and living a meaningful life. Depressive moods, sadness, and grief have similar emotional aspects, but differ most of all in the direction of the feeling. Sadness and grief are usually directed outwards to an external object, while depressive moods and states are directed inwards. The focus is on the low self-esteem, the feeling of being useless, the unshakable feeling of self-hatred, and self-criticism. Depressive disorders as a diagnosis are states characterized by feeling sad or irritable. There is a feeling of emptiness, of being lost. There might be some physical changes, such as altered sleep rhythm, changes in appetite and body weight, significant loss of energy. There might be also cognitive changes, a feeling of being worthless, hopeless, feeling unable to make decisions, and these symptoms are significantly hindering the normal functioning of the individual. Depressive disorders are characterized with periods of depression taking up the bigger part of the day. They become the domineering mood for more than 2 whole weeks in a row, and they cause a decrease in the overall interest and motivation of the individual to be active and to function effectively. Also, there is a lot of self-criticism and low self-esteem. Now I would like to share with you my own story. I spent most of my conscious life feeling unhappy and deeply sad. I disliked myself and felt like a burden. There was a deep feeling of not belonging anywhere, and especially of not living up to other people's expectations of me. On top of it all, I was always defined as too sensitive. It was very difficult for me to concentrate because I was anxious all the time, and everything I did manage to achieve cost me an enormous amount of time and effort. I felt as if I was failing at everything, even though I had some success. I felt as if I could never do anything right, and that's why I was always criticized by the important people in my life. This was really a heavy burden for me. Thanks to RTT therapy, I realized that I'd been experiencing deep depressive mood since I was 7 years old. I felt totally alone and isolated. I thought I was not important. I believed that my needs didn't matter. And all of this made me feel beyond sad. Whatever I did to make myself feel a little better, it didn't really help, it didn't stick. I started reading self help and self improvement books in my teens, trying to improve the way I was thinking. I was trying to picture a bright future for me, but at the same time, I was never able to understand why I felt the way I did and why I thought that I didn't deserve to exist. Feeling deeply sad and alone was my natural state of being. I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. I felt different and I couldn't connect to the people around me. And I always had this feeling in the back of my mind that what I wanted was not available to me. I was totally afraid to be authentic for fear of rejection. I thought I had to shrink myself and hide myself because I felt different and others would reject me. I had to people please all the time, and my efforts seemed futile because the people in my life never seemed to be happy with me. I was left with the impression that I could never do anything right because of how my close ones reacted to what I did and how I behaved. And my internal chatter was devastating. I felt deeply unlovable and unworthy. I was never good enough. I felt angry with myself, and there was no way to express all of that because it was too much for the people around me. I had to suppress all these emotions, and it cost me so much effort and energy that at the end of the day, I felt totally exhausted and I was unable to feel good. As a result of all of this, I made important decisions out of a place of fear and a deep lack of self esteem. And as a result, I felt even more empty, sad, and isolated. And also, I had to live with the consequences of these decisions for years on. All of this changed when I came across an interview of therapist Marissa Peer back in 2020. Her words just resonated with me, and I enrolled to her online course and started studying the RTT method. And things started to shift right away. I started reminding myself that I'm enough, and my thoughts started changing. And within just a couple of sessions with a certified rapid transformational therapy practitioner, I managed to get rid of the mood swings, and depression started to seem like an old distant memory. I became a certified rapid transformational therapy practitioner in December 2020 because I realized that I had found my way out of depression. Now that I have dealt with the deepest wound I was struggling with, feeling like a burden, I'm looking at life from a very different angle. Thanks to RTT, I realized that due to how I had interpreted certain events from the past, I had incorrectly concluded that I was a burden and that I had to earn people's love by being what they expected me to be. But thanks to RTT, this is no longer true for me. And my life really feels so different right now. I am a happy, confident person. I feel enough and whole. I have deep, compassionate love for myself as well. I am able to support and encourage myself in a positive and loving way. I have supportive self talk. I am patient with myself and I'm able to show warm understanding towards myself, especially when I'm going through a challenging time. I'm able to cope with stress better, and I have become great at organizing my time effectively. I also leave time for rest and fun. I'm able to build genuine connections with the people I meet, and this feels truly amazing. I feel capable and strong. I love my body and I consistently take good care of it. I do sports regularly, I move my body regularly, and I eat healthy food. I feel full of energy, enthusiasm, and motivation, and I'm dedicating my time to support other people like me because I know that transformation is possible. It is worth it. And I believe that since you stayed with me that far, you realize that you're worthy of it too. In order for you to be able to fully concentrate and truly listen to what I'm about to share, I invite you to find a pleasant, quiet spot where the TV, your phone, or your friends or family won't be able to distract you. Take some time for yourself and grab a pen to make some useful notes in your favorite notebook. In a bit, you will find out how RTT can help you overcome deep depressive states and the self-loathing that have been your normal state of being, and you'll get an idea what you can do to deal with what you're going through. In order to be able to deal with any issue, you need to have deep trust in yourself and you also need to feel safe. Trusting yourself means having the inner strength and motivation to take care of your own needs. Feeling safe means that you are connected to yourself, you feel comfortable within yourself, you feel comfortable and safe in your body. It means knowing that you are capable of successfully handling various challenges and actually enjoying handling them well. To free yourself from the negative beliefs and emotions that keep you hostage to the old ways, there are a few steps I recommend. I have summarized them in the acronym TRUST. The first one is tell the truth. Get clear about what you're feeling. Be honest and tell yourself the truth. Remember, remember where you acquired these models of thinking and behavior. Understand. Understand that you are the key to healing and transforming your life. See your strengths. Take action. Take action every day in the direction of your aligned goals and dreams. Now let's take a look at each of the steps one by one. Tell the truth. You need to get clear about what you're feeling right now. You need to be honest and tell yourself the truth even if it's uncomfortable. You need to answer several questions. Who are you? How do you feel about yourself? Let me remind you that depressive moods and states are characterized with an overall feeling of gloom and doom. Also, self-hatred and being angry with yourself is a natural state of being. You are a shadow of your own self. The following questions are: what thoughts or situations trigger negative reactions? Can you handle being given feedback, or are you taking everything personally? What makes you cry? What feelings and thoughts get you most overwhelmed? What makes you shrink yourself? Are you able to stand up for yourself? Can you freely express what you think and what you feel? And why aren't you able to do that? Remember, remember where you acquired these models of behavior. How did they become a part of your identity? Think about what was your family like when you were growing up. Did you feel loved and happy as a child? Were you appreciated for just being you? Also, was it safe to express your emotions, all of them, including anger, sadness, frustration, dissatisfaction, or were you supposed to be the good child all the time? What is the story you keep telling yourself, about who you are? Do you see yourself as a loser or maybe as someone who doesn't deserve to be loved? Who told you this story in the first place? How often did you have to listen to this particular story? Remember all of that. Understand. Understand that you are the key to healing and transforming your life. I'd like you to think about what role you were given while growing up in your family. Maybe you were the sick child, or the brilliant child, or you were the carer who took care of everyone else's emotions, or maybe you were the black sheep. What was your role? And then, who gave you that role? And are you willing and are you ready to get yourself a different role and go to a different place? Are you willing to understand what dynamics brought about your current self perception? Please have in mind that a person never grows and never becomes who they are in isolation. How did your immediate environment shape you? Also, are you ready and willing to put the blame and guilt aside and take the exciting responsibility of being the author of your own life? Or are you used to being the victim? And if so, where did you acquire this strategy? Someone showed you this strategy, it's not yours. See, learn to see your strengths. I know that seeing any positive traits in yourself while you're feeling depressed might seem unlikely or even impossible, but if you're able to recognize what kept you going and what aspects of your true self you did manage to preserve, once you get rid of the negative beliefs you acquired in the past, thanks to your everyday experiences, your authentic personality will shine through. Maybe you are a very caring and loving person who is supportive of others. Maybe you have an amazing artistic talent that you haven't expressed fully yet. Allow yourself to see. Put your sensitivity and intuition into action to align with the values and goals that are truly close to your heart. Question what your parents, friends, or society taught you about what your life should be and find out what you want for yourself. What is important for you? How can you use your strengths to start living your life from a place of wholeness and being enough as you are? The final and most important step is to take action. Take action every day in the direction of your aligned goals and dreams. You need to be very clear about what you want because your mind takes everything you think repeatedly as a direct mental command. The more you think about something, the more your mind will strive to make it happen. You need to understand that positive thinking is not enough on its own. You need consistent positive action to prove yourself that you're not a helpless child anymore and that you can actually have many options to choose from as an adult person. Make a list of your short-term and long-term goals, give yourself a manageable deadline, and start. Take it step by step, day by day, every day. You also need to gradually change your inner dialogue. Remind yourself that you're enough, lovable, and capable every day, because this will allow you to feel joy and to be successful in what you're doing. There's one more step that is important. It's a bonus. It's about trusting yourself. Trusting yourself, believing in yourself is one of the most important prerequisites for creating the life you want and deserve. This is why deciding to get rid of depressive states and moods is a very important step. You trust that you're worthy of something better and that you're willing to do what is necessary to move on in a new way. These 5 steps are instrumental if you have decided to change something about the way you live your life. They require a lot of dedication and determination, and without proper guidance, they might take a lot of time. But with my support as a certified RTT practitioner and with the tools the method provides, all of these steps can be finished within just a couple of hours during the RTT session. With the amazing personal recording that you'll get at the end of your session, you'll be able to wire in and code in constructive models of self perception that will change your life. If you decide to work individually with me after the session for 4 consecutive online meetings, we can work through any additional questions, emotions, or strategies that might come up during the process of getting to truly know yourself. You don't have to do this alone anymore. Thanks to RTT, I trust myself in guiding you to the most exciting and fulfilling part of your life. I trust in helping you find out what you're capable of as a person so you can take this on and implement it according to your passion and intention for your life. If you've made up your mind, follow the link in the description of the video to book your discovery call. I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you for your time.